you saw this in the news because there's so much going on about, Tom Wilson and the playoffs and whatever. Old Pat, a guy named Pat Foley, let me tell you the story. So he's the announcer for the Chicago Blackhawks, and he made a comment that if he had to, watch this team night in and night after night in and night after night, he would put a bullet in his head and shoot himself. And, of course, everybody, up in arms. They really threw that into a whole different context. And certainly it wasn't meant as a dig, but I think where I was really taken aback by it is I just felt like it was, and again, I'm not part of the woke generation. I'm really not. I just kind of felt like, hey, man, there's a lot of people I know, and you probably know, that have killed themselves by suicide in that exact way. And I just felt like it was an off the cuff remark that was in bad taste. Am I being too boomer here?
No, not at all. I think that those kind of jokes are just so over with, right? It's cause for cancel it's cause for cancel culture, right? I mean, I hate cancel culture. It's toxic and sometimes, over dramatic in some cases, but in this situation, to say it on live air and especially with COVID and everything that's happened this past year,
sure,
with everyone's mental health, right? It's been a huge topic and conversation of people going to therapy, and unfortunately the suicide rates have not gone down.
Sure.
And it's just sad. And to say, even if you're trying to make a joke out of it, to me it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not good taste. And he's a professional grown man, and there's no need for those kind of comments anymore, or at all. In the past, joking, people are, want to joke about killing themselves. I correct my friends that want to joke about that, and even if they're like not like suicidal or like not having like those thoughts, some people do, and it's very serious for some people, and it's a sad topic to talk about. I think it's sensitive for a lot of people. And I didn't like how he even apologized about the topic in general. He was just kind of saying like, oh, well, apparently I upset some people. It's like, did you not have any kind of mindfulness to even think that like that would upset people? And have you not like been around this past year and seen people just be super depressed and not happy with themselves? Wouldn't you want to consider other people instead of, oh, well, I'm not in that mindset, so it's okay to joke about it? It's like, are you not thinking about anyone else? What do you think about it?
I call that the tone deaf, just being tone deaf and not really knowing what you're, not being in touch with what everybody else is doing. And I see that I think that's going to happen a lot. And again, I don't mean to make any sort of political commentary, I'm not that, but I think that as people are coming out of the pandemic, I think there's a whole section of America that forgets that people lost jobs and people's homes were destroyed, and people did turn to drugs and suicide and unhealthy lifestyle. So I don't think that making jokes about it or even kind of giving a half-assed apology, that doesn't really advance the cause. And again, if we're all going to be better, we need to be better. And again, we just understand that hits different places in different ways. And again, the person who does this act, they're dead. It's just everyone else that has to deal with that and the devastation that brings. So again, I just felt like that was very insensitive. I also wasn't really happy with, this whole, oh, come on, he was just, joking, don't take it so seriously. Yeah, I get that part. I'm not trying to be a wokester or whatever, but it's just like, come on, man, that's, it's just like if someone would say, well, I hope your wife doesn't get raped or something. Well, oh my God, like, why would you say it? Like, no, so I just feel like and again, in society, we become very loose with things that we, are just kind of flip out of our mouths. I mean, I go to you because you're a little bit more in touch with folks. I'm wondering if I'm being way off board here.
I think you're right when you're saying that, like, he shouldn't be saying that stuff. I don't think anyone should be saying that kind of language or have that language. And if you want to have a private conversation and you have that humor with your significant other and you joke about that stuff because you guys aren't in that state, great. But when you're on a professional broadcast on NHL, it's not okay. And I don't think it's okay in any sense. I'm not saying like, oh, you should talk about it in private. I don't think it's good to talk about it, like make a joke about mental health or suicide, it's not a funny matter to me, and it's not a funny matter to a lot of people. But I just think it's really insensitive and super disrespectful to a lot of people. And the apology was phony and fake, and you're just trying to save your career at this point. And you know, we can I don't want to compare it to Mike Milbury, but he got canceled in a second for joking about, women being a distraction during COVID bubble times. And it's like, so is this guy going to get canceled for making a joke about people killing themselves? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the cancel policy on this
Sure.
situation?
Again, I don't want to like keep, berating the guy or, browbeating it. But again, I would expect him to do something for like the National Suicide Prevention Line, or do something for a group that helps people instead of just releasing an apology and saying I'm embarrassed or whatever. Like, show some action, like show some leadership and say, hey, you know what, I want to help. I don't want to be on the sidelines pointing fingers. I want to help because it is a serious problem. And the reason why I bring it up is just think that we're coming into an age where it's going to become much more serious as people are more desperate. So again, I got off my rocker, but just wanted to kind of throw that out there about old Pat Foley.
Yeah, and I think everyone should be more aware, right? Everyone should be more mindful of what they say and who they're saying it to and who it's getting to, right? Because like this situation, he's worried about, like, he's like saying, and this is his reference is, oh, if I was in that bubble with the players and in the hotel rooms by myself, you can't even go to the lounge. Like, that was his main point. Like, can't go to the lounge and chill with everyone, can't be in a huge kind of, I want to say party situation, but in a, you're talking to all the players, you're in with all the coaches, you have that privilege to be with all these people. Oh, well, if I had to be in my hotel room locked away and I can't see anyone, like, think about all of the athletes in the world right now, not only in college, but in professional world, that they have to do this. So if they're hearing this and they're having those thoughts and they're not doing well psychologically, you're normalizing suicide is what I think he's doing. Or like,
people need to look at
okay.
People are looking to sports, to kind of help them get through some of this. And I think sports can really fill that role. But it remains to be seen if, they will really step up in a role that they will. So again, enough of that. I don't want to keep doing that. So thank you for your thoughts on that. And we're going to wrap up this segment.
That's what's up.